Hello.
Ooh, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. How are you?
No,
actually, I'm not good.
Oh.
I'm in a mood today.
Do you know what? Like, you hold your microphone further away than I do, don't you?
Yeah.
So let me see how you do it. You're like,
But if we hold it too close to each other, then we will get interference.
okay,
And should we have discussed this prior to hitting record?
potentially.
So as to not assault our audience with technical difficulties.
It's fine. They love us.
No, I don't know. I'm in a mood. I had a dream that all my drag was lost on a bus. And then, I don't know, like, it's so important to kind of make sure you feed the correct information to yourself in the morning. And I did not do that today. I saw social media too early. I saw unnecessary drama too early.
So whose fault is that?
Oh, myself. And then there's just other stuff that's just annoying me. And I'm just super grateful to be here.
It's giving gratitude.
Peace, love, and light.
Peace, love, and light, as always.
But, you know, sometimes you just got to feel it. And yeah, do you know what, though, right? More importantly, how are you? Because you are my long-suffering husband. And I'm mindful that, like, my tantrums can take a toll on you. So I just want to make sure you're okay, because I have been on a journey and I have been trying to be nicer as well.
Yeah, you are on a journey of thinking before you speak.
Yes.
Trying to be nicer.
Yeah.
Not talking just about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've been good at that, haven't I?
Yeah, you're getting better.
But enough about me.
Oh, she's all grown up.
But enough about me. It's not about
me.
How are you?
I'm good. I think since the last time we spoke, I went on my first solo vacation.
Yes, not to be confused with holiday.
Yes.
Because that's when you're British.
Oh, my God.
And you go to Malaga, Alicante.
I went to Miami.
You went to Miami,
for
yeah.
the first time in my life.
You went to Florida.
It was everything.
Did you go to Disneyland?
Nope.
No.
I kept it simple. I watched the sunrise every morning. I was on the beach all day. I saw some drag. I had some hooker.
Yeah. Oh, what was his name?
Very funny. And yeah, I just had an amazing time, and I got a bit of a tan as well, finally.
Finally, you decided to represent being South Asian.
I know. I was just getting tired of being white.
No, you do you not remember those girls who used to be like, I'm so light, South Asian girls, I'm so light skinned, people think I'm Arab.
Oh my God.
I'm like, that's not a flex. And also, like, not all Arabs are light skinned. Like, some Arabs are very dark skinned.
You know, I don't like it when, like, South Asians are like,
they want to be anything but brown.
Right? And they're like, you know, people think I'm Arab, or people think I'm Spanish, or people think I'm Italian, or people think I'm this or that. And it's like, why do you care?
Yeah.
Why do you care? They might do, but why do you care? Why do you care to care what people think race you are? Do you know what? I will always be like, yeah, I'm Pakistani.
There was a brief period where I was obsessed with trying to come across as Brazilian. But
of course you, Mr. Pathetic.
Yeah,
I love you so much.
Mr.
Peace and compassion and love. Back then, when I didn't know you, wanted to be Brazilian and wanted to be you just wanted to be one of those Bradford girls.
First of all, I'm not pathetic.
You're such a bushra.
I'm not, but yes, of course. But I'm not pathetic. I come from a long line of people, and we are called hypocrites, okay?
Oh my God, I thought you were going to get deep into your family then.
No.
I was getting a bit scared.
No.
I was like,
what, so they make national headlines again? No. Anywho.
What are you talking about?
Peace, love, and light.
Peace. This episode is all about peace, love and light.
But no, I was, because I was in Budapest, and that year it was like, I lived there, and that year the temperature got up to like 43 degrees Celsius. So for Americans, that's 346,000 Fahrenheit. And I was tanning heavily. And I was like, they're not going to believe that I'm South Asian. It's getting to that level. And somebody said, he was like, oh, you're from Brazil. And I was like, hola, yes.
You're like, haha, take me.
Even though they speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, it's Brigada. Brigada. No, because we went to Portugal, remember?
Oh, yeah, we did.
And I started saying it with a heavy English accent.
Yeah.
So I used to walk into a shop and go, Brigada.
You thought you were doing something.
Brigada.
You're like, I'm part of the culture.
No, I was just being slightly racist, probably.
Annoying.
Very me.
But peace, love and light.
The other point I wanted to raise, whilst we're talking about languages and race, is, don't you think everything sounds stupid in a Yorkshire accent?
What are you trying to say about me?
No, but, okay, not yours, but like, I'm talking like, Right, tell me.
Listen, I'm just letting everyone listening know I love you all. Peace, love, and light, because that's what this episode's about. My husband is on one today, and I apologize in advance.
I'm burning bridges and making enemies.
Go on.
We don't have time for compassion, peace, love, and light. No.
Do we not?
Yeah, why? Why do I keep doing that?
For those that are watching,
Back to you in the studio.
my husband keeps like
No.
keeps like going to the camera. I don't have compassion. You're doing bits out here, Mary.
Ask me your favorite film dialogue, or like, say for example, and if I say it in a Yorkshire accent, it'll sound dumb.
Okay, please, can you tell me what your favorite film dialogue is?
No, I'm saying no. I'm saying you say your favorite film dialogue.
I don't have a.
And
I don't have one.
Okay, so like, say for example, when Al Pacino goes, "Say hello to my little friend."
Yeah.
If I say in a Yorkshire, I go, "Say hello to my little friend."
But you don't need to put it on. You are from Yorkshire.
No, but I don't have a Yorkshire accent.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
You think?
But like, I don't sound like.
Oh, you mean like proper Yorkshire?
Proper Yorkshire, yeah.
Proper.
Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah.
That sounds dumb. But like Kardashians, when they're like, we're going to take the jet and we're going to go and see Janet Jackson. It's like, so we're going to get on plane and see Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Doesn't it sound dumb?
I have no comment.
Yeah.
Because you're coming for Yorkshire people and I love them.
I'm not coming for Yorkshire people.
Well, we're from there.
Yeah, exactly. So how can I be coming from them?
Well, you're coming for me.
I'm not coming for them.
I feel very attacked.
I think people from Yorkshire with a sense of humour will find it funny.
But
they have a level of self-awareness that they will indulge me on this.
This is such a little backtrack.
You are the reason why we march. You are the reason.
Bye.
You are inciting hatred.
Where is this going? This episode is about peace, love, and light.
Is it?
Yeah, I've decided.
Liar.
I don't know what it's about, but like, there's something we need to address. By the way, it's something we really need to address.
What is it? Is it lipstick on my lips?
No.
I mean, teeth.
No.
Okay.
Something we need to address. Like, we are both beardless beauties now.
We've been beardless beauties for a while.
I know, but I feel like it hasn't been properly addressed. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, who's this?
Lego. You can't Lego beard.
Yeah, Lego beard.
I will admit, it's really hard for me to admit this.
Go on.
My bearded journey, I was a disheveled, ugly, disgusting, pathetic little mess with a beard.
Yeah, and gay.
And gay.
Gay.
Now,
you had gay beard.
I had gay beard. And now, I am a gazelle.
Yeah,
I'm so beautiful. I'm not twink. Wait, no. Let's stop this right here.
Wow.
Do not twinkify me. Twink.
Demon twink says what?
Mama, you think I'm a skinny little twink? No shade to skinny little twinks everywhere. I'm not having this moment where you cancel me or whatever.
Wow.
Love to
also,
everyone.
You're not white, are you?
I'm not white.
You can only be a twink
if you're white.
Hello, shout out to you, Octavia.
Do you know what? That was
problematic queen.
I can't believe Octavia
so sweet.
had to apologize about calling like twinks white.
Yeah.
Like,
but enough about her. We don't want to localize our podcast.
Right.
We need to make it international.
I know.
Don't you feel like we're just talking absolute shit today?
It's because
anything even interesting happening in our lives? Yeah, Miami, solo vacation.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, because you were quite nervous about doing it, weren't you?
I was really anxious and really nervous about going. I don't know. It's just by yourself. You know, you're going to a place for some time by yourself where you don't know anything about the place. You've never been before and you never experienced something. But like, I'm so glad I pushed through that anxiety because I feel like I grew so much there.
Yeah.
You know, I did exactly what I wanted to do without any pressures. I had so much fun. I had so much peace and love and light. I was just
gratitude.
I was being a girl. My gratitude was so high. Every single morning I'd go down to that beach and I would watch that sunrise and it was beautiful. Oh my God. Mother Nature is life. Yeah. Mother Nature gives me life. Mother Nature feeds my soul.
Yes.
Mother Nature is the true mother.
Do you know when you say it gives me life, it instantly reminds me of that drag queen who was on Delta Works podcast and she was talking about sitting on people and she was like, yeah, so it's my choice as to whether they breathe or not. We give them a gift of life. And I was like, no, that's called motherhood. And I'm pretty sure you sitting on a grown man's face, suffocating them, does not make you a birth giver. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, but I love that level of drag delusion.
Girl, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Gift of life.
I love Delta.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
Come around, haven't you?
I've come a long way. I've come a long way, but like, It was the throwing neck for ketchup.
Yes.
Delta throwing neck for ketchup.
Not me, my ketchup.
We literally go everywhere and we're like, I ain't throwing neck for ketchup.
Yeah.
Everything. Every inconvenience. Everything. Delta's so right with everything, though. Yes, that she says about all these inconveniences and the way people live their life. She's right.
Well, she's a colleague, so, we work in the same
You better work. Girl, bye. Yeah. But yeah, I ain't throwing neck for ketchup.
Oh, she followed me on Instagram.
Oh, word.
I was like,
You felt puss.
Get me on the podcast.
I mean, can I say that?
You felt you felt puss.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about a cat.
Oh yeah.
You felt Persian.
I did.
Persian cat.
Where were you when I was in Miami? What were you up to?
I was writing at January 6th.
No.
I don't know why I said that. Where was I when you were in Miami? So we decided to split, didn't we? We decided to go our separate ways for a little while because it was getting too much. We were living our New York fantasy. We were like, there's too much. We need time apart. And we need to think about our relationship. And so I decided to go to Europe. Because now that I'm American, that's what we call England.
Okay.
Yeah, well, specifically I went to London, didn't I? No. So basically I had a series of gigs that I needed to do. So what do you mean? No, I'm like, why are you pretending?
I'm being like...
Why are you pretending like as if you've not been here? Oh, what's your name?
Is that where you were? I just didn't notice.
Yeah, because you were busy praying to the sun on a beach in Miami.
Yeah, I was manifesting my life.
Yeah,
okay?
Everybody, gratitude. Yeah, of course, must be nice. Sat there on a beach whilst I was in lovely London. So I was back in the UK doing a series of shows. And I said to you, do you want to come with me? And you said, no, you would much rather be in the sun. So you decided to go to Miami. But I was mainly part of Bradford 2025, which was really cool. Yeah, so I opened for RuPaul's Drag Race Queen Ginger Johnson. She was lovely. She was really nice.
Fab.
Had a great time. Great audience. Bradford drew in a fab audience. My gosh, they roared with laughter and they got the jokes and the local references, obviously. And it was just so much fun and great hospitality. Great hospitality. Put me in a wonderful hotel. Spent, do you know what? The pressure of that shower head, it was personal. It really was. It felt like I was being massaged by this water. It was so... I don't think I've ever... It's the closest I'm going to get to being hosed down because I'm not, cattle. But...
Well...
And it was fun. It was interesting. It was different. Bradford was great. Manchester was great. A lot more subdued audiences than I'm used to, and there was just a general fatigue.
What, in Manchester and Bradford?
No, Manchester and Bradford was great. Manchester is its own microcosm.
We love you, Manchester.
Bradford is very much doing it with Bradford 2025, which is great. It's a really brilliant initiative. Which Bradford is very much, it could benefit from. But just generally in the air, like speaking to people, there was a bit of fatigue, a bit of despair. And it's unfortunate. I don't know what is, everything that's been going on. I think it's kind of taking a toll on people. But, that's where entertainers come in, and that's why it's important to kind of make light of situations and just remind people that nothing is permanent and this too shall pass.
No, of course. And speaking of Bradford 2025, I think it's brilliant. I think it's great. Obviously we're originally from Bradford. Do you know what? Can I just say something?
Yes.
I can't, it annoys me. It doesn't annoy me. Peace, compassion, light, and love. But it makes me feel some kind of way when people are like, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget where you came from. You think I forget I come from Bradford? You think I forget I come from Keighley? You think I forget those things? I don't forget those things. I carry that with me and carry it forward with me. I ain't ashamed of where I'm from, Miss Mary, Miss Thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Don't project that over here. Yeah. I carry that with me. I carry that forward because where I'm from has made me tough and has made me who I am. So massive shout out to anyone from Bradford, from Keighley, from those places that are progressing, that are moving forward, that are changing the narrative and progressing the narrative forward, especially for queer people. Massive shout out to anyone from there doing it because, it doesn't matter where we are in the world and we get to live our life anywhere. We are from those places and I'm proud to be from those places and represent in whatever capacity. So you're saying, don't forget where you come from. Listen, Mary, you're projecting something else and you're in your head and you're doing something weird. Keep your witchery and wizardry away from me.
You know, even some of my friends from here will message me saying, "Oh, this is the infamous Bradford, is it?" And you know, because I was talking about it on social media and stuff, which is really, really great. And yeah, of course, you know, you're not going to deny where you're from. We were just making the joke about like, people think we're Arab. Like, we're not going to do that. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I'm fine being British, of Pakistani heritage, from a small town in the Bradford district. I'm never going to run away from that narrative.
No,
because that's who I am. Do you know what I mean? And the other thing is, I think it's a very UK thing to be contained within a stratosphere. You know, you kind of maintain status quo.
Yeah.
So if you move away, then that comes across as disruptive. Is it disruptive?
Whatever you want it to be, babe.
Disruptive. Not. I'm putting a T in there for no reason. Disruptive. And so it can be kind of difficult for you to move away. It's fine for you to move from a small town to a nearby city, but if you want to go beyond that, and even then, for some people, it becomes an issue. I remember when we lived in Manchester, somebody was like, "Oh, you should move back to Bradford," for no rhyme or reason. But it was like, and the other thing is, people project. They have a distorted, cynical view of what you're doing because it makes them question themselves, basically, and that can be difficult for people. And that's the reason why ultimately you just have to say, not interested. Okay, great. We heard you here at You Don't Love Me Boy Enterprises. We value your opinion and feedback. Please hold the line and an agent will be with you soon.
Peace, love and light. And on that note, we need to take a break.
Oh, already?
Go, we've gone over.
Shall we make these hour-long episodes?
We'll make them whatever I decide.
Okay, cool. We're going to take a break.
I was going to say we, but let's be for real.
Yeah, let's be for real. You are the demon twink.
Okay. I'm not a twink.
Babe, we're taking a break.
We're not a twink. Okay, we're taking a break.
We're both Twinkies now.
No, we're not.
We don't have beer.
No, I'm not a twink. We'll be right back.
Oh, daddy.
We'll be right back.
We're going to take a break and we shall be right back. And we are back. Yes. So, yes, from one twink to another.
No, we're not twinks. Okay? We're not twinks.
How do you feel about twinks? The label.
Oh. Let's ask. I think you should ask the twink. I feel like I'm not in a position to state.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very peace, love, and light. Okay. You know? Why? Do you have an opinion?
I don't know. I think it's fine, but you know, so long as like, I always worry about like younger generation people. So like, so long as they're not being exploited or.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but a girl.
Listen, can we close this?
No,
because this is getting wild.
Yeah, but I'm very like, you know, as long as everybody's happy, that's fine. I can smell onions.
Oh yeah, I was chopping them earlier on.
Oh, okay.
And they're there, so then I can like instantly cook as soon as we finish
the hypochondriac in me. I was like, am I having a heart attack?
Oh yeah, you're such a hypochondriac though.
Gee, can I tell you what I was searching symptoms of yesterday?
What?
I'm not going to say it in the podcast.
They might hear that.
No, they won't.
So you leave it out. Okay. What? How?
Because I was like, I hope we're both okay.
Oh my God.
Isn't that bad? This wild hypochondriac behavior. I'm such a neurotic, aren't I?
I'm scared. I don't want to be part of this situation. Can I ask you a question?
No.
Okay.
That's the end of the podcast.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go on.
So do you know like when you know, you move to a new place and you meet new people, etc., etc. What are the kind of like green or red flags you look out in people and friendships? So like, what are the green flags for like friendship? You're like, okay, we're connected. What are your red flags from your own experience that you've had in your life?
Well, I don't know about green flags. I think I kind of go by energy and I kind of go by the vibe I get from someone in the sense that like I enjoy the conversation. Like we were talking to somebody the other day and I broadly speaking kind of checked out because I was like, I'm not really enjoying this conversation. So they're lovely, they're nice, but like it's not for me. So I can check out quite easily. But in terms of red flags, I think one big one is jealousy, animosity. Even if it's playful, for me, it's a massive red flag because I just don't like somebody putting that energy on me. Yeah. I don't do that to people. I don't understand why people do that to me. And, you know, I don't have much. in life.
Yeah.
Perceivably, I have a lot, and that's the vulnerability that you have as an artist who's trying to make it, where you polish yourself to perfection and you garner a CV with the hopes that people come out and see you, but people see that as riches and popularity and fame, even at my very small, modest level. Do you know what I mean? And so and then they try and they use you to climb socially, and they try and claw you down. Even now, somebody in my DMs, somebody trying to talk about something they've experienced, and they're referencing me, and they're using me, and they're trying to get me to get involved and create drama around it. And I'm like, oh, so that's all what you see me as? Do you know what I mean? So that for me is a massive red flag. But what I will say is I don't make friends easily.
Yeah.
For me, I have to know somebody for a considerable amount of time to sort of start really saying, yes, they're my friend. Or I completely detach and I just see a person at face value and we're friends, fine. And, if things fall by the wayside, I don't have to be too sort of hurt because I wasn't massively involved in it in the first place. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Why do you ask that question?
I just wanted to know, because obviously moving, you have to like kind of make new friends and like leave old friends, but then it makes you realize that maybe you've changed and grown out of friendships. And as we know that I've experienced such interesting closing of friendships since moving and just before moving. So I just wanted to know like what are your like kind of red flags in that, because I've definitely been learning about more and more about red flags in friendships. And when people I meet them, like, nope, you're not my person. Nope, you're not my person. Yes, you could be my person.
I don't like
no one's perfect, obviously.
Yeah. I don't like it when somebody tries to put one down.
See, that's so interesting, because that is definitely my red flag. To the point where I've got in life where if it's one time, I'm done. One time of putting me down or like crapping on my dreams or my hopes or where I'm at in my life or anything that I care for, you're done. Like, I'm so turned off so fast, because that's enough for me. I'm like, oh, you were confident enough to say that to me. So a lot more is going on behind my back or wherever. And even if it's not, that's enough. It's just enough. I don't need that negative energy in my life, And it's so interesting because people are always okay to give you negative energy and darkness, and not that I do, peace, love and light. And I try my best to hold my tongue and hold my nerve. But when you give it back, my God, they can't take it. Even when you're like, okay, you know what, this time, sometimes you've got to let a bitch know. I'm going to let you know. So I can't take it. But then for me, I've got to stop myself, because I know that part of me is in me, that Scorpio part of me is in there. Well, I'm like, I'm going to go so far, you're going to want to cry. I'm going to literally tear you a new one. You think those gays that book a hotel room in Barcelona and are face down, ass up, God knows what's happening, are getting torn a new one? No. You will learn the definition of getting torn a new one by me. But I do stop myself as best I can, because I'm like, I can't do that, because you're just projecting because you're not happy in your life. Yeah,
I mean, if you are taken there, it kind of means that you've lost control.
Absolutely.
And sometimes people do that just to get a reaction out of you, so that they can feel something. And, we're all working through stuff. What I will say is, since being in America, the friends that I've made, I have found they are very giving.
Yeah.
And they are very supportive of who I am, where I'm at, where I want to go, or what I want to do. And there is this, because I remember I was speaking to an attorney many years ago, and she said that there is a real sense of community. They will help bring you up, but then the idea is that you would help the next person. And I was very cynical of when she said that, but now I see it myself. They have welcomed me. Americans have welcomed me with open arms. I have to say, to the point where it makes me emotional.
So giving,
but by and large, incredibly giving, incredibly supportive, and now in a very small way, I'm in a position where I can give it back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you and I don't talk about it, but like you and I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that feels great, and I hope to be able to do it in a bigger capacity.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I haven't had anyone approach me with cynicism and try to belittle me or my achievements or aspirations. No. And so it's interesting when you talk about red flag, green flags, because I haven't had that at all. You know,
very interesting.
It's very, very interesting.
Everyone's getting chopped.
Why are you like this?
You come for me, it's a chop. I ain't gonna come for you, chop.
So what are your
peace,
green
love,
flags?
And light?
What are your green flags in a friendship?
I really need to think about that. My green flags. Supportiveness is a green flag in a friendship. Someone that kind of is doing their thing in their lane and what trample on what you're doing, and you just lift each other. Yeah. You know, people that lift one another. Someone that you can maybe lean on if you need to, and you like kind of fill each other's cup. You know, without feeling like you're just doing it and you're going on empty. You know, there's some green flags, but I do need to sit and think with that. I
suppose with that you kind of need to be. You got to be on a level with the person.
Oh, period.
You can't always make friendships where you're constantly pulling the other person out. I've been victim of that, where I'm just like, yeah, and you could do this and you do that, and you just realize what you're saying is just falling on deaf ears. The other guy is pretending, or they're talking about turmoil, but maybe it's not serious enough for them to take action, and they're just fine and they're just indulging and entertaining the conversation, and it's like, oh, I'm just constantly trying to bring this person up, and it's a bit exhausting.
I think we've both been there loads of times when we're constantly trying to bring someone up. But what I've come to learn is you literally can't pull someone up. You can't like fast forward their life and speed their life and like quantum leap their life, because then you put them in a position where they're not ready for that position. Yeah. And also you are blocking their blessings and their learning, because they've got to go through the fire the same way you went through the fire and the flames, and they've got to suffer and grow and go through that. Like you can't stop their life.
You've got to see eye to eye.
Yeah, you've got to, and it's really hard to do. You know, it's really, really hard to just kind of leave someone and be like, you know, you got to find your way. I'm here to support, or you can lean on me, but like I can't drag you up. And then they become very bitter and they're like, well, you have to drag me up and da da da. I'm like, listen, sis, I'm barely on my life support. It might not appear that way, but I'm just about staying afloat myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Another uncomfortable truth is when friendships run their course. I think as you get older, because I have great difficulty in not holding on to the past, and I'll get nostalgic and melancholic, and I'll oftentimes hold on to people who have run their course. Do you know what I mean? And they will kind of almost admit it to me, and I'm like, no, it's fine. You know, you keep evolving and growing, and sometimes you just grow in different spaces, or you just grow apart, and you can't. You know, there is this thing about like, well, you got to lift everyone. We all do this together. The truth is actually you can't. Do you know what I mean? As you say, people grow at their own paces, and they're going through their own things in their own lives. And so you do get to a point sometimes where you're like, oh, I can't do anything more for this person. I can't. And, you know, it comes across as you're being selfish or social climbing, or you don't care about people once you've used them. And that's not the truth at all. It's just, you're just in different places. You don't have that same commonality that you did at one point. And, you know, I think it's a sign of maturity to be like, okay, I wish you well. We haven't fallen out. We're just in different spaces, different places, and we're just going to keep going in our different directions. And who knows, we might reconnect. I've had many friendships, you know, lovely people, great people, brilliant, talented, and so on and so forth. Maybe we've gone our separate ways because they didn't want to continue pursuing the same path, or they didn't see eye to eye, or, you know, they found religion and realized having a gay best friend isn't the best thing and best in their interest for their upcoming children, whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's life. That happens. It doesn't mean that I'm selfish and I'm wanting X, Y, and Z, and I don't care for these people, the community. It's not true. It's just, you know, you just run your...
That's life.
Yeah, that's life.
That's life. Yeah. That's life. And on that note,
are we done?
We are done.
That was quick.
Peace, love, and light.
We love you guys. Thank you for sticking around. I feel like this was a weird episode.
I feel like it was all about peace, love, and light.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
It was you hissing and spitting.
Is that what you're going to call
being
it?
Being the demon twink that you are.
I'm not a demon twink.
We're going to call that.
I am not a demon.
What about ask?
What? No. What about me as a twink?
The demonic behavior.
Girl.
And the lack of beard.
No. Oh my God. What are you then?
Oh, I'm fetus.
Do you know? Oh my no! Oh my god! You're giving Mew. You know Mew, the Pokemon.
No.
Okay.
You always call me Snorlax.
Yeah, but like if you want to be a
big and I love the bed.
Anyway,
let's
call it big.
You call me big.
Yeah, big.
You call me a big
You're
one.
so huge.
Wow.
Wow, elephant.
Wide back. That's what you call me.
I called you an elephant
in the morning. No, but you call me bear, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about. This episode is over. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
We love you, but you don't love me.
Goodbye.